Boom. We're recording.
Bizarre.
We did it. How bizarre. It's like the British Bulldog at the Royal Rumble.
I thought I was going to a how bizarre moment.
How bizarre. How bizarre, though? Are you bizarre as Goldust? Are you bizarre as Dennis fucking Rodman? Are you bizarre as WrestleMania 30, baby? Because that is exactly what we're talking about today on Hot Tag Reviews. I am Rob Campbell. Fucking hell, boys.
Are you alongside Rob?
Yeah, we're waiting for you. That's your line.
Oh, yes. Do you know what? I got excited because it's WrestleMania.
I thought you were just cracking on with it,
I was like, I'm Rob Campbell, and then I was just expecting. I'm Rob. Yeah, so I'm alongside.
Job number 2, Martin Holland.
And Daniel, I'm a one-track lover.
Down a two-way
lane.
Shout out to Matthew Berry from Bedford.
Where's Bedford?
Exactly, brother. But we have stepped into the DeLorean, and it is our first ever granddaddy of them all. This is WrestleMania 13. This is it. Fuck your Starcades. Fuck your Spring Stampedes. Fuck your World War Threes. Fuck your Halloween Havocs. Fuck them all. Popo, bitch, or fuck you. Because this is Vince's baby. This is my baby. This is WrestleMania. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm super excited to talk about it. As much as it being a shit event or not. We'll get into that. It's a different story. It's WrestleMania.
Oh.
Is he? It didn't look like WrestleMania to me.
It's a one-match card.
With 2 main events. This is the running theme now throughout the night.
Was there 2 main events?
One was on card, one actually was.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
We will get to that. So, DeLorean has been fucking activated to the 23rd of March 1997. We are going to the Rosemont Horizon in Rosemont, Chicago, Illinois. We have 18,197 people selling out the building in terms of attendance, but only 16,000 paid. Them 2,000, I don't fucking know who makes them numbers up, but life goes on, doesn't it?
2,000 jobbers trying to get on the show, just mate of a mate.
Business.
I brought my gear. Come on.
Can I watch, please? Thanks.
I'm over the ring.
Hi, I'm Captain Lou Albano. Can I watch, please?
Brought Tony.
Yeah. Please don't sit next to me in Gorilla. Go and watch on the front row. We had a few seats. So buy rate wise, we are down again. It's 37,000, which is 63,000 down to the 300k for WrestleMania 12 the previous year. Obviously, where the boyhood dream came true for the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels beating Bret the Hitman Hart in sudden death on their match. WCW. Let's just go straight in there. They drew for uncensored 250,000, so not a massive. Well, they beat WrestleMania.
Yeah,
simple as that.
That's crazy to think that it's not even like a big show for WCW. It was like, we got a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was advertised by a crazy man in a prison giving for ages, just like saying, yeah.
Hugh Morris.
Fucking Hugh Morris.
Media machine.
Hugh Morris has outdrew WrestleMania.
I was about to say, Hugh Morris was the man. He led the way. He paved the way for fucking shitting on WrestleMania and WWF.
I think I'm done, lads. I think I'm going.
It's been a good series.
I think that's me done. I don't think I can continue with this.
I like the moment we're just going to what do you call it? Like so long and best of luck with your future endeavours moment for Rob. It's like just a highlight reel.
I'm already looking forward to WrestleMania 14.
Wow.
Yes. So let's get into it because we've got 7 matches to cover. And we got some stuff to talk about, of course. It does feel weird having less matches than normal, doesn't it?
It's not like 10.
Only 7.
Actually, there was a dark match as well.
Whoa, calm down, fucking hell! What's wrong? What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, that's
research, bitch.
That's my job, buddy. Like, calm down. Give us a chance to get to Rockabilly versus Flash Funk. Do you know what I mean? Spoiler alert for a little bit later.
Well, not really, because we couldn't watch it.
Well, the network doesn't have the free-for-all yet.
No, it doesn't.
I think this fucking hosting Zoom meeting's gone to his head now.
Literally. Here's a one-track recorder.
With 3 fucking screens.
I need to get this out of the way first. So, I am a massive Archer fan. In case you didn't notice the Archer gimmicks, this past week on the 24th of March, we're recording this on the 29th of March. Jessica Walter, the actress that played Mallory Archer, who does love a good fucking drink, mind you, sadly passed away, leaving a big gap on the cast of Archer. So therefore, we might not do this, and we only do this for wrestlers normally, but I'm making a fucking exception, and I'm pouring one out for Jessica Walter.
Jessica.
Now, classic WrestleMania video package. We get the scene of WrestleMania 3, where 93,000 people, according to Mr. McMahon and his number crunching people, said filled the Pontiac Silverdome. Good old Hogan at WrestleMania 30. That is always going to be funny.
Oh.
The voiceover guy is Ed Weigel, who did an absolute shitload of these for the WWF, and to be fair, now and again still does for the WWE as we know him today. Even for like WrestleMania 27 and WrestleMania 28, for example, he was still doing voiceovers for him, which I thought was pretty cool. The one thing about this introduction video that stood out for me was there was a lot of celebrity shots throughout the years, I should say. Pamela Anderson at WrestleMania 11, Mr. T, fucking all of them basically that have been. Aretha Franklin, Emu was high as fuck, who sang the national anthem. Willie Nelson, there you go, WrestleMania 7, living the dream. So all of these celebrity images, and then what they do is move from the celebrities to the current crop of talent. And I think they're trying to make a fucking point here, because there's no celebrities on this show at all.
No.
Right?
No one I could say of no.
Ken Shamrock is technically from the outside world at this point. It's an MMA fighter. However, he's not a celebrity in my eyes. I don't think he was a celebrity in probably anybody's eyes in 1997.
He's a celebrity to a small amount of people. He's like called hero, I'd say at that best.
He's an ECW superstar then.
Probably.
Okay.
Wasn't there like a former like superstar that was like and a tag team partner that was in the audience as well?
But they're wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
They're not,
either active or former wrestlers.
Yeah,
they're not Mr. T, aren't they?
Put it in this way, like nowadays, if you asked like a really young kid of like the teenage years, like The Rock, he's like, oh yeah, he's that film star.
Yeah, but that's different. That's different, Mark.
Do you know what I mean?
That's like, crossover though.
If Hogan wasn't working for WCW and they had him in somebody's corner, for example, then I'd agree with you. He's someone that's gone out of the wrestling world, made Mr. fucking Nanny, appeared in Gremlins 2. Keep it down back there. Try to watch a movie. Play my fucking movie.
Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise. Maybe a bit of Baywatch. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? He's broke that wall, hasn't he? He's broke that glass ceiling. Like you say, The Rock, prime example of today. When The Rock comes back now, he's not The Rock the wrestler. He's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
The fucking world's most fucking
he's the celebrity that's promoting his film in the wrestling.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I used to do this a couple of years ago, and then I got real famous.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's basically how it feels.
I realised I could make $90 million on a movie, and like I wouldn't make that in 10 years working for WWE.
Yeah.
And there you have
I'd
it.
probably be able to walk away from the
Yeah.
movie as well. So
Yeah. I've got stuntmen now.
Yeah.
I don't need to set these bumps anymore.
Yeah, fucking next half a bottle of tequila nowadays. It's fucking sorted, ain't it?
Yeah, just to prove a point.
Yeah.
You're saying I can't drink, bitch.
Yeah.
All right then.
I'll do a shot of tequila without pulling a face. Hold my fucking tequila company.
There you go.
Fucking beautiful.
I think one of the other key points that I take away from this introduction video is that with the current crop of stars, they're not showing any past WrestleManias. Purely because most of the people that made the initial WrestleManias are working for the other company now.
Yeah.
So today, it doesn't matter. They'd show anybody and everybody because they've got the balls to do that and they've got the finances behind them to do that. Whereas back here in 1997, they haven't.
Plus, as well, they own the rights to all them wrestlers down there as well.
Yeah.
So now it's different when they brought WCW out because it's a different story. They own all their copyright down there, so
Absolutely.
that's fine. It's only going to take you to the WWE network, ain't it? Which WWE are going to get money from. Whereas back then it was active. Them and us.
I think the problem is though it does show because it's definitely like they booked themselves around certain guys and they're all gone. It's like, oh fuck.
What are we gonna do?
Let's put this Sultan guy in there. See how he does. It's red for the belt.
Oh
It's like,
shit! Wow.
Fucking throw randos out there just to fill space.
And yeah, a lot of the matches don't belong on a WrestleMania card, but we will dissect them as we go along. The video hypes the Chicago Street Fight 6-man tag. Taker versus Sid and Bret versus Austin, the real main event of this show. Literally followed by that music that I played to begin with. Lots of fireworks and Vince McMahon welcoming us to WrestleMania. A lot of crap, and then it goes awkwardly silent for like 30 seconds. What happened? Like, what's going down, Vince? What's happening? Like, we're live in a lot of countries. Sound all right then? Thanks for letting us know. Did you lose your notes there for a second? Like, what happened? Did you drop them under JR? Like,
I think it's just like horrible now to like listen to Vince McMahon as well, because like obviously he was sort of coming towards the end of him being out of this role. You know, he'd probably be out of it in what?
Well, this is his last WrestleMania. This is his last WrestleMania as a full-time commentator.
Was it post, obviously, the famous screw job and stuff that he'd become the Mr. McMahon, the horrible?
I think we'll see him a couple more times on maybe in your house.
Going into 98, though, that was it, wasn't it?
But after the screw job, yeah, you're probably right. The character then becomes Mr. McMahon.
And as good as, like, obviously, as much control as he wanted, he makes it all like, oh, look at that maneuver.
What a maneuver.
There we
Do
go.
you know what I mean? And it's just like,
One,
it's not.
two! Oh, he almost had him.
He makes it phony. He makes it sound.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It makes it sound like it's mid.
Yeah, he makes it sound like it's like, oh, he's only touching him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It fits in the early 90s. So, when obviously Gorilla Monsoon stepped down as the main commentator for pay-per-views and Monday Night Raw was a thing, and Vince obviously put himself on screen because he didn't really probably have the confidence or trust in anybody to do the job, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have, because he brought JR in 93.
Yeah.
And instead of using him on screen, he sat him backstage feeding the commentators with lines. I mean, what the fuck? Just put him out on there.
Exactly. And even on this show, obviously we'll come into it.
Years to get to that point. What's that all about?
He's using JR as like the third, like get him to mad, like commentator interviewee stuff on this show, and it's just shambolic.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So does that roll to me though? Does it feel like it should have been the other way? That Finn should have been the one going out and running out. Like
Vince should be the mean gene of WCW, standing at the entranceway probably, if they want to do something like that, or in the ring or whatever, ringside, and doing the interviewing like he did before. He used to do that.
Which I think this is going to be like one of the first, maybe not the last time we see something like this, but definitely the first time WWF are trying this on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously, the WCW pay-per-view that we've just watched, there's a segment built around it. Do you know what I mean? Even when the Outsiders in 1996 powerbombed Eric Bischoff off the stage from a table, that was a segment on a pay-per-view, an interview segment on the top of the entranceway in front of the crowd, rather than backstage against, your showboard or where in the locker room, wherever it might be. So again, something WCW were ahead of the curve with again.
Yeah. I agree. I think a lot with like sort of the next, I'd probably say 6 to 12 months, we're going to see a lot of that happening. It's going to happen a lot more than we remember.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. You'll see it like,
Oh, I remember that. I believe it was George Hackenschmidt who did that first.
Talking about not having celebrities, I was really surprised that there was no national anthem or no America the Beautiful or Amazing Grace.
Has that always been a thing? So I can't remember that actually going back and looking at it. And obviously it's a big, like, it's like a show, isn't it, nowadays? Yeah. It's a massive, like a bit more like a Super Bowl like segment of performance. That's what they make it nowadays. Like I can't remember like back then. I know obviously there was a few that did it, but like they didn't do it, did they, this time? So did they miss it out? Did they do it before?
That
obviously Aretha Franklin did it, didn't they? Because they showed it previously.
13 didn't have it.
I think 14 does.
11 had, I'm sure it was Salt and Pepper,
Yeah, it was.
Sure, it was Salt and Pepper at 11. 10, it was in the Garden. I don't think it had it. 9, I don't think it had it in Caesar's Palace.
No, they brought out Caesar instead.
They did that whole thing. 8 was...
was that Rockin' Robin?
Aretha, not Aretha. Something Macintosh. I can't think of the woman's name. Reba McIntosh. Country and Western singer. Yeah. Same as 7 with Willie Nelson. 6 was in Canada, so I don't think they did it.
No,
5 and 4 were both in Trump Plaza, and I can't remember if there was one there. 3 was Aretha. 2 was Ray Charles, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was Ray Charles.
And then 1 they didn't do it either, I don't think. It was just literally straight into Tito Santana and the Executioner. So it was a hit and miss thing, I suppose, is the summary of going through the years there. Thanks.
I know there's one of them where they're winning the champion at the time.
You what, sorry? When was Boys to Men on? 15?
That might be 15. Yeah, I think that's 15. I know Rockin' Robin did one and she was the women's champion. So we're not going to give you a match, but we're going to give you the chance to sing the national anthem on a Mania. You can't sing, but you're going to earn your paycheck.
Wow.
Because, logic.
Absolutely living the dream. But yeah, it is a bit of a surprise to me because I expect it these days. Like, I don't look forward to it, but I expect it.
Yeah.
Followed, especially in the outdoor arenas these days where they send the fucking...
Yeah, they have
airplanes.
You know what I mean?
Reenactment of World War II with fireworks and everything.
So you do expect that sort of thing these days, but I guess back then it was a hit and miss whether it was going to happen or not.
Yeah.
Obviously, after the fireworks, after Vince McMahon loses his notes, we get the Godwins music to open a WrestleMania. That's right, folks, the Godwins. That's Phineas and Henry for the people not keeping track, alongside with Hillbilly Jim. And then we finally get to see the full announced team of JR and the King, who joined Vince McMahon in, as I've mentioned, this is his last full-time commentary at WrestleMania.
Did anyone else get the feeling? I think we spoke about this the first pay-per-view we did, the Rumble, how he felt like he was in the middle.
He's in the way?
He is.
Really is in the way.
He's in the way.
He's doing the main stuff, ain't he? And then like JR and King are just like you can hear him a little bit chipping in here and there, but it's all led by him, ain't it?
King made a lot of digs this show, didn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't catch them all, but I'm hoping like you got some.
He kept telling.
I think we got some choice cuts. JR got a good one in as well, but we'll get to that a little bit later.
Fantastic. Oh, man. So they then show us, obviously, Hugo and Carlos for Spain, Ray Rougeau and Jean Brastard, or Bastard,
Bastard.
as you call him, Don, for the
Jean
French
Bastard.
team, or you better call him, I should say. We get a rules graphic for this opening tag team match. It is a fucking clusterfuck of a match, but I'll try my best here. So it's a 4-way elimination tag team match. The rules are, and probably for one of the first times ever, I'd say this is, especially in the WWF, maybe outside of the World Wrestling Federation, this might have been a thing. But the basics of it is that any team can be tagged in at any point by any man. When one member of the team is eliminated, that means both are eliminated. And the winners will then get a tag team championship match the following night on Raw. So what did you think when you were looking at this graphic and who was in the match? What sort of things did you expect to see?
I think the rules are quite easily explained.
Yep.
I'm glad they explained them though. So I think because you're watching it as a first time, you might go, I always think this is the problem though when you have multi-man matches. Is it elimination or first to fall? Because a lot of times even the wrestlers don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they actually went like, look, it is elimination, it's fine.
Last man standing.
Yeah, basically.
They're
Godwin's fuck them. Don't care about them. Headbangers.
I like the headbangers.
I like the gimmick.
Like
I like the gimmick. I don't think they were the greatest wrestlers in the world though.
I like the fact that they spit on people literally in the face.
You know what that was?
Zero fucks.
That was a big thing for like punks and that though.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's like meant to be like a metal gimmick, like sort of alternative gimmick. You spat in respect, which is a really odd thing, especially in times like this where it's like you look at me funny, I'm gonna call the police for entering my thing. LaFon and Furnace, I love them. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, you would.
They should have got such a bit better thing, but that's my opinion. And
well, the original story as it goes is that the two of them were apparently lined up to take on the British Bulldog and Owen Hart for this event for the tag team championships. And obviously things changed. Someone lost their smile, which we'll obviously dive into a little bit more again. But he basically shit-canned all the plans for this event and they had to really, really scramble and change things around.
Because of one person, like, pretty much had to rebook the show.
That's the main event. That's the showstopper. That is the icon. That is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Still got over though, don't he? Still managed to find a little bit of his smile today, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't too fucking sad now, was he?
He wasn't depressed this night, that's for sure.
How's the knee, Sean? Yeah, it's all right. I can do it, man.
Yeah. He did piss me off, and he's one of my
favourite
wrestlers.
Over.
But again, we will come to that. So Don loves Furnace and LaFon, and the final team being the New Blackjacks. Look at his face. What's that face?
It's the face of when you hear the word new. I think there's one team that have ever had the word new in them that haven't been shit, and I think Martin's going to pop a boner. Yeah. That's the only team I can think of where it's like new was in there. Like, yeah, they're all right.
No, lads. Get them bootios on the go, I say, because the New Day.
Okay.
There's two of them now.
They can fill a top 10. Unlike another team,
they can fill a top 5 for some people, I would say.
Feel like I'm from Norwich as well, but yeah.
And obviously the New Age Outlaws with their top 6 matches. But yeah, so yeah, just to clarify, these are the teams. It is a number 1 contender match for the WWF Tag Team Championship, so they'll face the champions the following night. It's a 4 corners elimination match. The Godwins, Henry and Phineas versus the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher, Philip LaFon, Doug Furnace versus the New Blackjacks, which consist of Bradshaw, Justin Hawk Bradshaw and Barry Windham. Obviously, before we get into the match, we're shown a picture of the original Blackjacks, Lanza and Mulligan, all the way from 1975. Go on, the boys. Go on.
I want to go out now. You've got me going, bastard.
And that was the sound by the 1975 for legal reasons.
Get 10% off the sound with the code Hot Tag 10 at checkout.
So yeah, Todd Pettingale, he's backstage with the new Blackjacks, and basically Barry Windham tells us that they're going to win. Bradshaw does his best Red Dead Redemption impression, and I think it's a gimmick that would have worked about a year ago against the Smoking Guns. I would have liked to have seen that match,
like the sort of the yin and yang of the like.
Yeah, exactly. You've got good cowboys, and you've got the badass Blackjacks, Smoking Guns, badass Blackjacks. Let's fucking do this.
You know that team as well.
That right, it.
Wyndham and Bradshaw. Them fucking big, hard hitting fucking team, man. Do you know what I mean?
Like Bradshaw literally walks to the ring with purpose. He looks like Stan Hansen. He oozes that character. And it's such.
He'd done that all the way through though, with the acolytes and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, he would walk the way he would walk. It's like he's on a mission. Like that. That's it. You don't want to fucking milk it. He doesn't want to like play to the fans. He's like, right. That's fucking.
I'm not here to get paid by the hour. I'm getting in. I'm kicking up and going home.
But I do think this is a development of Bradshaw from when he arrived in '96 as Justin Hawk Bradshaw. There you go with Uncle Zebaka. And I really do think this is the next stage of Bradshaw before he becomes APA ministry. Blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? This is his first evolve. This is
the first level up.
There you go.
He's evolved from Charmander to Charmeleon.
There we go. I was looking for someone to help me out with a reference there. Thank you.
Fuck me, if we have to play this game, it's going to get crazy.
So the referee's Mike Kyoto. What a legend. It breaks down as soon as Windham and Bradshaw get in the ring into an absolute free-for-all. It quickly settles down for Bradshaw and Phineas to run a couple of spots. Phineas then tags in Thrasher to get that gimmick over, basically the rule. He's tagging someone other than Henry. So that's cool, well done. Then Phineas tags in Mosh, who's legal with Thrasher a little bit later. They then slap each other, run off the rope and do their Mosh pit gimmick that Vince McMahon does not understand.
Oh, no one understands on that fucking commentary about like that sort of life. They have no fucking clue.
So this is the one that I probably did catch from the King because I thought that's hilarious. He says to McMahon, "You don't know anything about rock music. Your favourite band is Mount Rushmore," as the Headbangers tag out. Vince McMahon genuinely fucking pops out. He pops to that joke.
The
thing
thing was, if it wasn't written on fucking Thrasher's shirt what that shirt was, they had no clue that was White Zombie. They had no fucking clue. Which I think they make reference of.
Yeah, King does, I think. Vince, go on, sorry.
Just clarify as well, it was a Metallica shirt worn by Mosh. Okay. Just cover that up as well, so both lads are covered.
All right, sound. I mean, I didn't even really pay any attention to that.
I just noticed the symbol.
Exile.
And then Sandman came down and caned everyone.
What an entrance. But then Vince McMahon mentions the 1975 again. About basically the original Blackjacks being managed by Captain Lou Albano, who is absolutely trolleyed at ringside.
he was having a good night.
Had a great night, didn't he? He was watching as a fan, I think, that night.
He was. He'd seen the mini bar. He'd seen the bar backstage. He went, "Lads, I'll be back in 2 hours." 2 hours later, he thinks he's fucking Super Mario again. Fucking mushroom shit.
I knew that was going to happen. Fucking bastard Budweiser.
And it's a fucking shaking them.
Yeah.
I can't help it, man. It's the fucking Parkinson's from the DeLorean.
Wow.
I love you, Marty J. Fox.
Marty J.
Marty. What's his actual name these days? Who knows?
What's his name these days? He changed it the other day from character to real life.
Well, you know, these things happen. We go in and out of character all the time.
Pre-Teen
Don't we?
Wolf. Yeah.
Nice,
Great
nice.
film. Great film.
So
Ah,
let's talk about how this clusterfuck develops. We get an elimination when the New Blackjacks are outside. So bear in mind, they've had the pre-match promo. It's a new gimmick. It's two big bastards. You're thinking, oh, they're going to put them over, right?
Yeah.
No, first eliminated because Bradshaw decides on the outside of the ring to just chuck Yoda to the floor.
Yeah.
He disqualifies him. And then Lafon and Furnace are eliminated because...
count out. They say count out.
But were they counted out? What actually happens is JR tells us that Lafon and Furnace have been counted out. Vince then tells us they've been disqualified too. No one really has a fucking clue what's going on. I don't have a clue that's going on. But they just start walking backstage and accept that they've been eliminated.
Yeah, it's like there's no argument. It's like, no, that's bullshit, mate. It's like,
Guys,
if you just do it,
Yeah.
and you get paid.
Who's questioning it? Who's questioning?
No,
Who's questioning the psychology of that elimination? Not one person.
Yeah.
Fucking jackasses. But yeah, that leaves us with a tag match basically between the Godwins and the Headbangers. It's pretty scrappy. It's not fucking great. Thrasher and Phineas, as we've talked about, legit just spit at each other at one point. The crowd go pretty dead during this segment. But they've only had Rockabilly, Billy Gunn, and Flash Funk to warm us up, as we've talked about. So I don't really blame them. The one thing that I need to point out while we're talking about this match, because it was shit, was this is the last WrestleMania with that classic logo on the apron, as well as the red, white, and blue ropes, I believe. I could be wrong on that one, but I do think it's the last WrestleMania with that classic apron logo with red, white, and blue ropes. I'm pretty certain it just moves on to coloured ropes and different logos for the rest of our time, all the way up until this year at WrestleMania 36.
Is it 37 this year?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm lost.
Rob
It's
jumped
the same
in the
fucking
DeLorean
logo,
12
that's
months
why.
ago. It's like,
I got-
back in time.
I
versus
literally
later.
got lost about WrestleMania 30, probably
That was
30.
it. Yeah, 30.
Lit-
I saw
but-
Daniel Bryan win. I thought ended the animated title.
That was it. Take a lost streak that night, right?
Yeah.
That's
That
it.
should have been the end of it. They should
That's
have
it.
cancelled the show.
WrestleMania was dead from there. So
Yeah.
We are all watching it this year, though.
I don't care if they were in front of 103,000 people in Houston, Texas at WrestleMania 32. The Undertaker lost a couple of years ago. It's not a thing anymore. So
Twice.
there you go. Do you know what I mean?
Well, actually, I have seen someone online saying that because Taker never officially signed the paperwork against Lesnar, he never actually got defeated.
Oh,
so
fuck
kayfabe
off.
it, he lost once.
So somebody said the streak's still going, but yeah, I fucking lost to.
He
Roman
lost to
Reigns.
He lost the reigns, so either way, he's lost.
So we're at
But I-
WrestleMania 37 this year, yeah?
Yeah.
2 nights.
Same logo,
Same stadium.
Yeah.
Fuck Pirates.
Dirty peg-legged bastards.
We'll all go into lockdown. It'll be fucking WrestleMania 38 with the same logo,
Captain
same
Jack.
stadium, same setup.
John Squid!
Kieran Knightley.
Jack Sparrow!
Oh man. So anyway, let's go back to this
This
shit
episode's
match.
back again.
Mosh basically looks into the camera and goes, "Oh, we're winning. We're winning. We're getting our tag team title shot." So he literally gives us the result as they're doing some dives on the outside. He nearly kills Thrasher. He nearly kills Thrasher. I'm not even. I think Thrasher nearly died here. Do you remember the spot when he chucks him from the
Is
top
that
rope?
like
on
that rocket launch?
yeah,
off
literally
the top?
rocket launch off the top to the outside, and I'm thinking he's dead. That's it, done.
I will say this: the move before when Mosh hit that
It did, yeah.
inside-out clothesline, I thought that looked really good. Actually, I actually really liked that. And then I saw him try and kill his mate. I was like, actually not too sure.
Believe it or not, lads,
Singles push.
this combination of the Godwins versus the Headbangers was the dark match for In Your House Final Four.
And now they're opening Mania.
And now they're opening Mania.
Wow.
Rotten.
Mosh and Thrasher was in the WWF Attitude Game. Do you remember?
Yeah, of course it was.
And they there was very limited like characters in that game, and they was two of the very limited. Yeah.
20 characters.
The Godwin's day, Mickey.
No one else in this match made those games other than Mosh and Thrasher.
There you go.
There you have it.
You haven't got to be the best wrestler in the world to be popular.
Yeah, exactly. Philip LaFon.
This is proof.
Fucking Doug Twat Furnace. Yeah, I fucking. Do you know what? I really liked them before we started doing this again. So yeah, look, Phineas gets the hot tag, pretty standard stuff before he goes for the slop drop. And let's just take a second to appreciate that Phineas Godwin has, in fact, some would argue, invented the finisher. Look at that face. I can't wait for this reaction. That's right. The finisher that is used by the top babyface in World Championship Wrestling. Daniel Cornfield's favourite wrestler. It's Sting!
Okay, slut, shut your mouth because I'm going to fucking correct you now. Right, number one, Sting was dropping that move in the early night. It was when fucking Phineas was still wanking off goats. So take that shit out your mouth. Secondly, he didn't fucking hit it in this match. Although it looked like he did, but then if it was nose or whatever. This motherfucker looks at Steve Borden and goes, like him, he's got good charisma, he can work, he's shown it. I'll nick his finisher, I'll instantly be as popular as him. No, you fucking won't. Here's a fanny pack, couple of years' time, get naked on national TV. Fuck you, cunt. Also, yeah, I wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah, so just to be clear,
Not fun.
Sting.
I think Don's sitting a bit on the fence there. I think Don, this is the forum to say what you really feel, mate. In the Don all back.
I really feel that you need
He's
to
a good
get your
wrestler,
opinion.
though. I really like him.
So the thing is, right, about Sting is he not only stole the sharpshooter from Bret Hart.
No, he didn't.
But he kind of did.
He stole it from Ricky Choshu. So I'm already going to have you on that because
Ricky Choshu.
Yeah, Japanese god of wrestling.
Japanese god of wrestling.
Yep.
Japanese god of wrestling. 10 stars in the Tokyo Dome. Ricky Choshu.
Well, Kenny Omega was the Japanese style of wrestling.
There you go.
The Canadian guy.
He's Japanese.
He's Japanese, eh?
Video game character.
Adopted Japanese.
Yeah. And I'm adopted black.
Here's the thing. He stole Bret's finish, and he's now stealing Phineas Godwin's finish. I mean,
oh, you motherfucker!
What is this all about, man?
I'll quit right now. I'll quit right the fuck.
Oh man, we've got to move on because we can't spend all day on this match. I'm
gonna fucking put my screen through.
So yeah, Naked Minion uses the fucking
reverse DDT. Call it what it is.
A slop drop. Look at the pop Sting got for doing the exact same finish to Hogan at Uncensored. Like after when the show was going off the air. Phineas Godwin, he's a fucking pig farmer. That's right. Phineas Godwin. Godwin, sorry. Pig and hog.
Pig and hog.
Pig uses the same finish as Sting. It's hilarious. Anyway, Hillbilly Jim distracts the ref for no reason whatsoever. Like, you're the babyface, what are you doing? Mosh jumps off the top and basically sits the fuck down on Phineas and gets the win. And they become the number one contenders, as Mosh rightly predicted earlier on in the match. Yeah. And although we might have spent 15 minutes talking about this entire match, it was 10 minutes and 39 seconds. I've rated it 1 star, and you guys have rated it
1 star.
1 star, and I think it was in the wrong place in the card. Well,
where would you have put? What would you have put on first then, Don? That's an interesting one.
Honestly, I would have put the Chicago Street Fight on first.
That's a decent shout.
That shit out the way, yeah.
I just switched these two matches.
You know what? I wouldn't, this wasn't even.
This is a piss break match.
This wasn't even pay-per-view worthy. This wasn't even King of the Ring or In Your House worthy. This wasn't
even fucking Superstars worthy, mate.
No. But you know, like the thing that pissed me off is they've got a qualifying match for a tag team shot at another pay-per-view that isn't even a top 4. Like that opens WrestleMania. WrestleMania is your show. Yeah. Have this. This should have been on In Your House last month as televised. It was on the dark match. This match should have been on In Your House. For then whoever wins that match has the tag team championship match at this. But I know obviously like stuff got changed around, but this is not. You don't open a WrestleMania with a number 1 contenders for the tag team title. It doesn't work like that.
I think it just shows how poor the rest of the roster outside of maybe 8 people at the time was. And they've only got themselves to blame from their back end of 94 to this point.
Yeah.
And because they're the people that have made these signings, they're the people that have invested the money in these talent. And this is the shit that we're delivering at WrestleMania.
This is the problem when you book yourself around like 3 or 4 guys, particularly, especially like your main title. Because the second 2 of them go, you're fucked. And
absolutely. And it's showing. It's showing.
You could just tell that Vince McMahon was just sucking off like Shawn Michaels, and he was just sucking off the Undertaker at this point, which is fine. But other people probably could see that and was like, you know what, Shawn Michaels is a cunt. Like that's probably why he got loads of heat backstage because you know he didn't like probably go out of his way to say, okay, like come on lads, let's all stick together.
He'd been like that for a few years now as well, hadn't he?
And that's what I mean.
And Vince was still sticking by.
Yeah, that's the divide, ain't it? So then that sort of like brings out these people who probably couldn't give a shit, just whatever, you know what I mean?
Turning up for a pay rise, job, aren't they? Like, you know, they're paying the bills.
There you go. And because there isn't no competition, like you said, so they've got a spot. If there's nobody chomping at your heels, taking your spot off you, what are you going to do? You're like, this is fucking easy.
Yeah.
And we are going to see a lot more development over the next 12 months, without a doubt, because WrestleMania 14, personally, I think is one of the best WrestleManias in history. I really do. And we'll get to that. But here we are at WrestleMania 13 with this as the opening match.
Yeah.
And this has got to be. Yeah.
By the way, I'm not even going to talk about this bullshit.
This has got to be one of like the start of like you said, this is the 1997 is the start of like the wars and stuff. Vince McMahon's got to be like looking at himself, looking at his staff, Pat Patterson, Briscoe, and saying like Pritchard, and saying like, what's going on? And this
what have you let me do for a few years?
Yeah,
exactly. This is
why haven't you told me that this is shit?
Yeah,
so I'm just
not competition, have they?
Yeah,
the WCW come, they're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
They've just got our old guys. It'd be sound. It'd be okay.
Right,
well, why don't you explain about the cruiserweight division and some of the other ones that stand out, like your DDPs and your Booker T's?
Yeah,
because I'd have them all day over these fucking shit that we just had to sit through and talk about.
Definitely.
I'm going to say we could have a conversation now if the invasion angle had gone a different way, and you could have booked it yourself how it would have gone, but that's a whole different story.
Catch us next time on Armchair Booking. So straight after the match, we get a promo video for the next In Your House.
What did Mark Melter say, by the way?
Oh, sorry, yes. Big Dave rated it 1.5.
Okay.
Loves it. He fucking loves it.
Loves the slot drop.
Oh, what a cunt. Straight after the match, we get the promo video for the next In Your House, which at this point is not called Revenge of the Taker. It's just called In Your House. In April, we take out Bret and Austin being the main focus within the video, and they show it a little bit later as well, which is hilarious. We do get a clear vision of the Honky Tonk Man this month, though, so he doesn't come on our screens for 2.2 seconds and then never show his face again like he did it In Your House Final 4. He turns up and, you know, he's in the ring and he's jiving, he's got his guitar.
He's not kidding with the guitar in the Rumble.
He does karaoke on commentary.
He does karaoke on commentary.
Singing along, he's fucking digging it, eh? He's loving it.
Oh, mate. The commentary having a laugh with this one as well. Fucking King was like,
great.
King looked like he just seen Jesus.
His
right
cousin,
from the
ain't
grave.
Is it? It's his cousin.
Well,
ain't it?
that's
Yeah.
obviously that
It's
that
what
was the
JR
case as
actually
well.
said.
JR was like, "Oh,
JR
is he
actually
your
made a joke.
cousin?"
He's like, you're acting like this as if he's your cousin. And like, and McMahon had a bit of a giggle to himself, like,
JR always used to drop King in it, even with Brian Christopher though when he starts coming in, doesn't he? It's like, oh, you look familiar.
No, nepotism at work for you boys. Nepotism at work.
So Arnold Skelland and Captain Lou Albano are shown having an absolute great time. This is where JR says he's been drinking since Thursday. Honky does his karaoke. I got my long black hair. Just a honky tonk man.
What? Did Dave Penza start singing all of a sudden? Is that Dave Penza singing? Great song. Great song.
Following contest. So, match 2 on the card is for the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Championship. It is the Sultan with the Iron Sheik and overly quiet Bob Backlund. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Did not massively get in the way or put himself over like he normally does. Taking on Rocky Maivia, who is the Intercontinental Champion here.
Sorry to interrupt you. We've got a special update. The
Breaking
Ahmed Johnson new sensation streak of 96 has been taken. It's gone. The new sensation of 1997, and no, I'm not talking about Lithuanian football. It's Rocky Maivia, according to the commentary. How do you feel about that? Knowing that your favourite wrestler is now not the new sensation, it's just a sensation.
Come back to me.
Okay. Sorry to throw that on you. I just had to ask.
I've got to let it set in because I did hear that.
Shock.
It is big news.
Yeah,
it is big news.
It is.
It is.
I've just,
Look, let's just digest that new sensation gimmick because we bag on about Ahmed Johnson so much, because he's awesome, right? And he wears 99 knee pads, and we're going to see him a little bit later on. As he's in that Chicago street fight. What a match that is. Probably match of the night for me. Because obviously Ahmed Johnson's in it, right?
Yeah.
But he is the new sensation of 1996. Maybe Vince didn't get it right.
No one bats 100.
Maybe.
Nobody
Vince didn't get it right because the new sensation of 1997, Rocky Maivia, for example, just to let you know, The Rock currently has 7 films in either post-production, pre-production, or announced. He is truly the hottest asset in Hollywood these days with 225 million Instagram followers. A new energy drink that has just been released called Zoa. But more importantly than all of those accomplishments that I have just mentioned, on top of being the new sensation of 1997, he will forever, and Rob Campbell means forever, live on the shelf of Martin Holland.
Mark's been predicting this since day one. We've been doing these recordings. It's been there. He's just been telling us without saying it.
I have been waiting for this time to come around when
Not
The
to
Rock
Martha's
would
over
finally fuck that big daft cunt off of his perch.
I'm going to be honest. I'm sort of a little bit sad to see it happen, but nothing's forever.
Look, the bottom line is Ahmed Johnson is still going to be around for a while, and spoiler alert, no one is ever going to be able to take away from him or us that he is the new sensation of 1996. And, of course, he did win the Kuwaiti Cup trophy.
That he did.
What a legend.
He didn't star in Hobbs and Shaw, though, did he?
Yeah, but Ahmed Johnson for Hall of Fame. Look, if the great Carly can fucking accept... Can you imagine that speech? Can you imagine that speech? Right. We talk about some of the greatest Hall of Fame speeches in the history of the industry. And then he gets up. Obviously, his mate's got to translate for him.
Yeah.
They'll bring him back, won't they?
It's going to be a 10-minute stuff. It's going to be a 10-minute.
They'll do a 30, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
they'll do a 30-second highlight video, and that'll summarise the career of the great Carly. Do you know what his best moment is? Being eliminated by Beth Phoenix in the fucking Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Is that when she kissed him and pulled him over?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's it.
Slut.
Oh, actually, I've got a bit of a spoiler. They've announced the next Hall of Famer today. Have you seen
shit.
this?
Is it the British Bulldog?
No, I've seen it. Yeah.
Then I'm not interested.
No, so Paul Heyman said he was.
I'll give you a clue.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Hall of Fame.
For the people listening on Spotify and Google Podcasts, Daniel Cornfield's clue was him pointing thumbs at his head in 3 very solid motions, signalling
5 stars.
3 letters, 5 stars. Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam. Congratulations to that guy.
Deserves it, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
How old is he going to be?
Well, he's got 2 wives.
420 blaze it, brother.
Yeah.
He's got 2 wives. He's travelling straight out of Amsterdam, living the dream. What a guy.
I would say he's coming out of his palatial palace in Amsterdam.
Yeah, to be fair.
Pop over for 30 seconds. 50 grand later, he's back home.
Fair play to the lad. He's living his fucking best life.
He's living his best life, 100%.
I'm not gonna lie. If that's what my midlife crisis looks like, I can't wait for it.
I want his life.
I cannot fucking wait for it.
Don't we all? Yeah,
exactly.
Wait till we go on tour in Blackpool. Fucking hell.
Potentially Germany as well.
Yeah, potentially Germany as well, because our mate fucking Witty, who he's definitely singing at some point on this podcast again. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
moving on. So the match is pretty shit. Basically, the new sensation of 1997 has not evolved, and neither has the Sultan. So we're left with this shit. It's basically a match of the occasional hope spots and the Sultan being all over him. And out of nowhere, there's a roll up. Rocky Maivia is the winner. Job done. Retains the Intercontinental title. JR is quickly out of his seat to try and catch a quick promo with Rocky Maivia outside the ring.
This is the first of many of JR's little side jobs, which was totally unnecessary for that. Somebody like him to do.
We haven't got Todd Pettingale and we haven't got Doc Hendricks doing fuck all backstage at the minute. Why don't you get off your arse at the announce desk and go and say hello? What the fuck are you doing, Vince?
Fucking stupid.
Exactly.
So anyway, basically he tries to cut a promo and the Sultan jumps him. I have said this already, but I am massively surprised how reserved Bob Backlund is.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Already, to be fair.
There's a Sheik got him high or something and he's like super relaxed. I reckon Sheiky Baby has slipped him some muscle relaxants.
What?
As a rib.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't even notice him come to the ring with the Sultan. I was like, a wild Bob Backlund has appeared.
Yeah. Nice.
Get your Pokeball.
Ash catch him, just ready to just fucking lob it off his face. Like, the thing is, though, you've got to think back, maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2, maybe 3 years. He'd just come off a run, feuding with Hart to win the title.
Yeah.
And he was, watch that little feud back, he was genuinely fucking quite dangerous. You could actually have this sense of he's fucking mental and he will fucking choke you out.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's an awesome little thing. And then obviously Madison 12 seconds later and whatever. But yeah, he just falls into the background.
Oh, yeah, he really does. And the Iron Sheik is on top form here, by the way.
Yeah.
He's just hilarious on fucking social media, Twitter, shoot interviews, fucking the Hulk Hogan, he's a bastard, and he's just amazing, isn't he? He shoots on Hulk Hogan more than Bobby the Brain Heenan ever did.
Fucking there's pictures out there where there's Sheik has got Hogan in a camel clutch, and it looks like he's got a fucking boner.
He has got a boner. It's true.
Have you seen the picture? Of
course I have. It was during the infamous match where Hogan finally wins the title off the Sheik.
Yeah, Hulkamania was born.
There you go, Hulkamania will live forever, brother.
And so was Sheik's incompetence for election. It just happened. Well, I do want to mention something else quickly. Two things about this match very quickly. A comment that King made talking about a speech at the Hall of Fame by Rocky for winning the Rookie of the Year. The speech was so boring that Christopher Reeves walked out post-horse accident, which paralysed him.
I love that.
He was so like fucking well over the line at times.
Oh,
the King
yeah.
of Us. And this is the Attitude Era coming to life.
Yeah.
You could tell this
So
was like
you snowflakes can turn the fuck off now.
even his boys was like having a laugh and a joke, drinking back at his ranch or something.
He's written it down, hasn't he?
Tennessee or whatever, and he's fucking thought, you know what, I'm gonna say that live on telly.
The thing is, the second
Next
fell
to
off
my
that
boss.
horse, he had that written
I'm gonna
down
go.
straight away.
This is live on pay-per-view, dickhead. What
Like,
are you
me
gonna do?
motherfucker.
What are you gonna do?
Oh. It was
So that
as well-
lucky day where you say like, don't touch it, and they're like, look at you as them fucking like doing it like.
So when you tell a child you can't swear, and they go, "What can't I say?" Like you accidentally say the word, and you're like, that was not an excuse to say it.
Can I
Can I say shit again? No, you can't say shit.
Oh, it's funny. So anyway, Sultan attacks.
Oh.
This is post-match, by the way. Fucking Backlund's dead reserved, as I've said. The Iron Sheik uses the flag, puts Rocky Maivia in the camel clutch at WrestleMania, which is absolutely, what a fantastic image that is. No boner this time though. And Daddy to the rescue, Rocky Johnson saves the day for 30 seconds anyway.
Yeah.
And then the Sultan grabs the flag and takes him out. Fucking then camel clutch on Rocky Johnson. And then The Rock saves the day. Fucking what the fuck is going on? It's a clusterfuck again. The Rock then body slams the Iron Sheik. That is right. Sheiky baby takes 2 fucking body slams, one off The Rock and one off Rocky Johnson. Wow. Just wow. What a segment. Absolutely.
And they popped.
And it was a genuine moment, wasn't it? And I think, you know, now that we look back and that, you know, sadly, Soul Man Rocky Johnson did pass away on the 15th of January 2020 at the age of 75. So we'll pour one out, of course. First appearance on the show. We always tend to do this. It's an emotional moment where they're having a little cuddle in the middle of the ring. But if you do go to the Wikipedia of Rocky Johnson, that's Soul Man Rocky Johnson to the people that don't know him, you'll find a picture of him from the 1975. Yeah,
keep that gimmick up. I love it. Keep it.
This match goes 9 minutes 45 seconds. I've rated it 1 star.
Oh,
you loved it. What did you put?
I went 1.5. I'm not gonna lie, because I love how Rocky took a super kick and a pole driver, and then 10 seconds later got up and did a roll up for a win. Just sold like 2 finishers.
Welcome to the new sensation of 1997.
Die,
Rocky, die. Rocky sucks.
It's one of them.
Stop forcing him down our throat. We will rebel. Hi, Roman. How are you?
And we'll make him a star in the process. Roman, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I went 1.5.
Did I mention I have cancer? That is an Archer reference for you snowflakes out there. Martin?
I went with 1 star as well, to be fair.
We're on form tonight. We're on form. We move into a Todd Pettingale segment. He's with Ken Shamrock this time, who is the guest referee for Austin and Bret. They basically show a quick segment on Raw where Ken Shamrock is absolutely taking the piss out of Rockabilly, Billy Gunn. On Raw, just basically fucking doing him over, putting him in different submissions. He's literally the world's most dangerous man, but not at this point. He hasn't got that gimmick yet.
World's most boring man as well in this.
He was a bit sedated.
I will fuck them up if they try and step to me.
The thing was, it was like, if you wanted the technicality, what happened? He was perfect because you could tell there was some passion in that. It's like, I took him over and I put the arm lock on him. And if it had tweaked, I'd have probably killed his family or some shit. It was like there was some passion when he was talking about it. It was like, so what are you going to do in the match with Austin and Bret? I'm going to make sure I'm not intimidated. Strong. No.
You don't do any favours, did it? To be fair.
No, I didn't.
It was never a good promo. Never.
We quickly get passed over to Doc Hendricks and the Slammy Award winning, I'm not sure what for, but they do say the Slammy Award winning Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Doc Hendricks has been a bit of a nonce, pressuring Triple H for answers on his relationship with China. He's like, look, dickhead, what's going on? Are you shagging? Is she your boss? Is she your bodyguard? Are you shagging?
Is she a woman, actually?
Is she a woman?
Yeah.
Don't treat me like a woman. Don't treat me like a man. Are you shagging?
Nice.
What's going on? Like Triple H just basically shit cans him, doesn't answer it. He's still got that knobhead accent here, hasn't he, as well? He's got a little bit of it.
It's starting to go though, which
Yeah.
is a fucking good sign. But it's still there. At just thing is, when he fucks his jacket off, I think that's when it
That's when he
comes.
he puts the leather jacket on and becomes an absolute badass.
It's when he
Spoiler alert, like Charles
leather
Boyle in one of the latest Brooklyn Nine-Nine episodes to hit Netflix this past week.
Yes.
As a spoiler alert, if you haven't
Fucking
watched it,
Chuck.
I apologise.
Chuck.
But yeah, fucking love Chuck, love Charles Boyle, love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Nice, cool. Moving on.
Oh, but yeah, there you go. This is the Charles Ball podcast.
It's another match. It's a return match from the Royal Rumble. This time without the Intercontinental title on the line. It is Hunter Hearst Helmsley with China versus Goldust with Marlena. Referee is once again Mike Chioda for the second time of the evening. Bit of a fucking stone into WCW. Jim Corderas, he weren't even used on the show other than running a little bit later. He could have fucking come out and done this match, look. Don't bother.
Den, you look after the Rumble.
brother, you look after the Rumble. Okay, Marmite. Okay, no problem, Marmite. Okay, brother, Marmite. Okay, brother, Marmite.
Don't go up top here, a Canadian.
So I just want to also point this out there that for the second year in a row, Hunter Hearst Helmsley faces a former Intercontinental Champion, obviously being one himself now at this point. But at least this one doesn't last a minute. So Triple H's debut at WrestleMania was at WrestleMania 12 against the returning Ultimate Warrior. It wasn't meant to last 60 seconds, but it doesn't work for me, brother. And Jim Hellwig had his way, and it only lasted 60 seconds. It's a pretty iconic moment now when we look back and think about it, and it was probably, I suppose, the right moment to catapult Triple H. But it's a little bit frustrating to think that he could have had a really strong match with the Ultimate Warrior at a WrestleMania, and that was taken away from him because of politics.
Yeah. Politics.
That's a problem though when it doesn't work for your brother, or the Warriors say it's not working. This is where I'm glad that sort of like the old god like that is starting to die out. Yeah. It's like, you know what, let people move on. They're better than you.
Well, you say they die out, but we'll come back to Halloween Havoc 1998 down the road.
Yeah, all right. I'm trying to forget that one.
Yeah, we all try. So this match renews the rivalry that's been going on since January. Obviously, when we got to the Royal Rumble, it was fresh. It was 3 weeks in. It was out of nowhere for the Intercontinental title. We're a couple of months down the line now. Obviously, we've had the Rocky Maivia sort of interruption in between. But we're starting to get a little bit of long-term storytelling on the go. Not in the greatest way when it comes to this one. Much better with Austin and Bret, for example. But we're starting to see a little bit more, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, it was one thing in this match. I think I mentioned this at the Rumble, how Goldust didn't feel like a face at the time.
No.
Where this one, it actually feels like he is a face and he's fully got behind how faces work.
Yeah.
That was really refreshing for me. But I don't know about this story. It's a really, really weird story for me.
I think for me, without anything on the line or without a meaning of it, it probably doesn't mean anything. So when the belt was in place, there was something to like. There was like something that brought it together. There was a gravity that it meant something. The story probably didn't hold up as much as what it did with the belt involved. Do you know what I mean? There was nothing in place. Yeah, all this Marlena, China choking you out, bitch. There was nothing really there, was that? It was, there was something about Triple H and Marlena won, and that's what kicked it all off and stuff. But it never really went any further than that. Yeah. It just become a rivalry then, and there's nothing added to it. There's no, nobody was stoking the flames. There was nothing added to the fire.
Yeah,
it was just carried on, didn't it? I'm going to have a match with you because I've got a rivalry with you, ain't I?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like that. Like,
well, it goes far beyond the point of what the rivalry was like.
Yeah. They lost I think they lost track of why they was doing it like.
Yeah. I would agree. Initially, again, I know we said plans changed and so on and so forth, but obviously Dennis Rodman signed with WCW instead of WWF. So WWF did offer him a partnership with Goldust, funny enough, at WrestleMania. So there was going to be a tag team match of sorts involving Goldust and Dennis Rodman. Not at Mania, but at SummerSlam, I believe. So he was going to be in Goldust's corner at Mania. And then it would eventually, down the road, lead to a tag match with Goldust and Dennis Rodman versus whoever. I'm assuming Triple H, obviously, but again, he signed for WCW, and let's be honest, that was the right move. Goldust, one storyline, Hulk Hogan and the NWO, another storyline. Money was probably similar, if not WCW probably upped it a little bit because Eric's playing with Ted Shatbuck.
Yeah.
Who are you going to sign with?
Yeah.
Look after your table, and you look after your house.
Yeah. Would have been quite an interesting pairing to see them two together, though.
And that was it. And the concept, according to Bruce Pritchard on his podcast with Conrad, something to wrestle with, was that it was to get that mainstream rub. Dennis Rodman being a very eccentric, weird character. Goldust being WWF's version of that, putting the two together to get that spotlight on Goldust to take that character to the next level. So that made sense, but Dennis Rodman, obviously, WCW felt was a main event name. I'd probably agree with that, based on how they used him. A little bit like how WWF used Mike Tyson next year.
Yeah.
Don't forget as well, though, like Russo was, I believe, at this point, was it 97, he come in to do the head writing.
Yeah.
So he was always famous for, obviously, giving mid-carders and other people sort of a bit of a shot. So maybe...
Did you just compliment Vince Russo on this show?
That's not my words. That's
okay.
I'm just quoting somebody else. I've heard that from someone.
Fair enough.
I've said it.
But he was given a lot of credit for the Attitude Era and stuff, wasn't he? So I believe 3 months in, 3 pay-per-views. Is it 3 pay-per-views?
Yeah.
Or is it the fourth one?
Third one now,
yeah. He's only just really getting started, and like you said, there was only like a few that was the draws and the headliners and all that sort of stuff, poster boys. But it just showing that he was, he did get a bit more into it. Probably not as good as what it should have done, but it just shows that these 3 pay-per-views down the line, he's still finding his feet, and just putting people with somebody to try and work something and try and see what you can do while I could just find my feet. But
it's a shame, really, because you think about that, and who else would you have given opportunity to back then? Because if Phineas Godwin is using the same finisher as the top babyface in WCW, realistically, Phineas Godwin should be main eventing fucking SummerSlam.
Yeah, Phineas Godwin probably thought that Sting was out of the picture now.
Yeah,
because he didn't see him on telly. He didn't have the inside scoop, did he? That he was in the paper. He was in the building all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was like, "Oh, he's gone. I'll use his.
I'll use that finish."
I'll put shit on my face instead of paint. Here's a quick question though, just going back onto that dickhead. Whose favourite wrestler is Phineas Godwin? Said no one ever.
So yeah, basically this match is a little bit it's very similar to the Rock and the Sultan in regards to there's a lot of hope spots when Triple H finally gets the big cut off. It is more so Goldust on top to begin with. It's very physical. There's a big cut off from the top rope to the apron, which looks nice. Absolutely fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Triple H basically takes over, and a big chunk of the match, really. Vince basically shoots on the talent in this one as well. He says, the DDT seems to be very effective, as a few people have used it so far. Okay. So basically, if Vince is picking up that the DDT has been used in every single fucking match on the card so far, something's going wrong. I think that's him directly calling out the road agents.
Oh, yeah. That's like, lad, we're having a conversation.
And he's not pressed his magic button. Like, he's doing it on air.
Yeah.
And the DDT was never used again.
Oh, shit, man. Okay. The match is absolutely nothing to write home about. I think the one question that I've got to ask is, can you imagine if we have this match at WrestleMania today, this year, Triple H versus Goldust or Dustin Rhodes, whatever you want to call him. You put these two in the ring and you give them the freedom to put on a match. No holds barred.
I'd be so much better.
Touching a 5-star match, that would, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, personally.
I think the problem is...
Do we think in 1997 they had the ability to deliver not a 5-star match, but at least a 3 to 4-star match?
Yeah.
If given the freedom to do so.
Yeah. Takes time with some people, though. They just need experience before they start getting comfortable. But you'll see that when they get comfortable, their matches just instantly become better.
Yeah.
24 years down the line, they're still...
That's what I'm saying. They're still able to go 24 years down the line.
That's older than most fans nowadays.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It's crazy to think that. Mark, just a quick question, since this match was probably the match where I noticed it the most. Ring entrance gear for both lads.
I've always loved Goldust. It's just always been really eccentric, and I've really loved it. Triple H is like, I'm going to ignore Rob's comment about fucking off the coat because that's really hurt me. But
I don't think that was me.
On the leather was it when he put the leather trophy on?
I think you find it was this dickhead down here, fucking Phineas Godwin's #1 fan, who said he only evolved when he took the coat off.
He evolved when he took the coat off.
So when he switched from the house coat to the leather jacket, that's when he evolved.
Yeah.
Whoever said it, it hurt.
Okay. Well, I meant to offend. I apologise.
I was all over his fucking entrance music, and I was all over his fucking entrance coat. Loved it.
Okay. So eventually, end of the match comes about, and Chyna did not move like the duration of the match. She finally gets a cue to start walking over, bothering Marlena. Eventually, Goldust goes for the curtain call, or he might have been going for a slot drop. I'm not sure. It's reversed into a pedigree attempt. That gets reversed into a slingshot against the top rope. Goldust once again goes for the curtain call, but notices what's going on the outside. He lifts Marlena up onto the apron to safety, so he thinks. Triple H then knocks Goldust into Marlena, who is then caught by Chyna and absolutely fucking ragdolled in a bear hug, which is fantastic. Marlena does an absolutely great sell job. Here comes the pedigree, and Triple H picks up his first win at WrestleMania. He won't get many. We know that.
He's got a bit of the anti-streak, hasn't he?
He's definitely got one of the worst streaks in WrestleMania history.
He's the wrestler to lose the most WrestleMania matches in history.
There you have it.
And people say he buries people. He does, but you know.
I think we've said this before.
He buried one of my favourite wrestlers, but I don't want to talk about that.
It was deserved. The only thing missing from that match was a Finney Godwin fucking appearance.
Fucking come down from the rafters in an open arena.
Oh, mate, that would have been class.
Fucking rebooking that shit.
That would have been class. Fuck the
I would have
NWO
actually
off.
become
Get the Godwins down the ring.
You know what I love about this match as well?
Takes off his fucking cook's jacket.
What did you love about this match, Martin?
I love the fact that when obviously like because Goldust like fucking Zip always comes down it, like, you know what I mean, to give himself some fucking fresh air.
Yeah.
And like fucking Triple H, don't think twice about fucking ragging him up, boy. You literally like.
Yeah.
I know it's nothing to hold on to, like, but you know, you work a person to the feet, don't you? You ain't literally dragging him up by the hair.
Yeah.
He ain't got no hair, but you work him up. You let him know that he's there, and you want him to stand up. But he's literally, don't think twice about grabbing the fucking the open part of his. Yeah, and he fucking starts racking him up like this, and I'm thinking, fucking fair play. I love that.
Oh, class.
I love
fucking class. So it goes 14 minutes, 28 seconds. I'll give it 1.5 stars.
I've said 2 stars. I'm Triple H guy, you know.
I'm gonna have to go 2 stars as well because there are 2 spots I really like. The one where the superplex to the outside apron bump. I thought that was cool, and the spot before it with the tied up in the ropes.
Oh yes,
sorry, that was cool.
That was very unique. Yeah. I don't recall ever seeing that again.
I've never seen it. That's being used now. The next show.
I was wondering why, like, normally he'd have him over like the boss man over the ropes, and he'd slide out and then give him the jab. And I was thinking, well, why is he in that position? And then obviously, you know, that's the reason why he was like that. So he dropped into the ropes, like so. Yeah,
I thought it was cool. I really like that spot. So I'll be honest, those 2 spots, that was the reason.
That was the reason for it.
Yeah.
I think I always knew that China was going to get involved for the finish. I couldn't remember like the actual finish or who actually went over. I guess it makes sense to put Triple H over here because of where we are and where he's going. Obviously, the journey that he's going to take and where he is today compared to obviously Goldust. I know he's doing very well for himself, obviously in the other brand, AEW. But you know, he never quite got that run in WWF, did he?
He's got a lot of demons to fight between now and AEW.
That's very true.
Let's put it like that. So
can't wait for 7. Oh wait, that was on Nitro, wasn't it?
Yeah, you want to talk about Black Rain in TNA?
I'm okay, thank you.
That's bad. But
Big Dave,
go on.
Big Dave, give it 2.25 stars.
Oh, okay.
Goldust is still consoling Marlena as the replays shown. And then we get the famous gif with Shawn Michaels.
Hey, I love this.
Good old AOL. It's amazing. Yeah.
It's just like when he turns to the fucking other guy. He's like,
this is the internet, Jen.
I love that laptop as well. It's like a little mini DVD player, ain't it? Like, it's wicked.
Before they replaced our laptops at work, we were fucking using one of them.
I love the idea that like Mark's in the corner just like, I'm going to send an email.
Pigeon flies out of the fucking
Mark's sucking off Bud again.
I'm not.
I'm sorry, not Mark.
That's a gif in itself, isn't it?
Oh, mate, that's been spring grab to fuck.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, Vader's...
Shawn Michaels playing to the camera, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then big bad fucking Van Vader's music hits. And we're into our next match, which is for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. It's the team of Vader and Mankind with Paul Bearer versus the WWF Tag Team Champions and the European Champion, the British Bulldog.
The bizarre one.
The bizarre one. And the 2-time Slammy Award winning Owen Hart. That definitely made that gimmick worthwhile. Jack Doan's the referee. Basically, like I said, there was a lot of reshuffling that took place because of the man that lost his smile, who is now just a GIF only. So Vader and Mankind, they just get they get shit canned, really, don't they? Put together and thrown into this now. I think I'm struggling a little bit though to try and rebook what the plans were.
Did you say it's the fun and furnace?
Well, yeah, for the tag team titles, but everything else that follows. So if you think Shawn and Bret were pinned for the championship, right?
Yeah.
So who does Undertaker face? Does he face Vader? Royal Rumble? Does he face Mankind, renewing that rivalry? Does he face Sid? Because what the fuck would Sid doing?
Yeah.
And the more important question is, what was Steve Austin going to be doing?
It's crazy to think, though, isn't it? Sort of all these things we've said, like this, really didn't feel like a good card to have that one match that arguably made a man's fucking career.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This was the next step after that promo. So you have that promo at King of the Ring. You have a great match at Survivor Series against Bret in '96. You have a little bit of this and a little bit with that with Brian Pillman, but
You've won a Rumble.
Controversial, the gun and all of that stuff. You win a Rumble. You cause a lot of controversy there with the Final Four gimmick. And then you get to this point.
Yeah.
And then we're really off to the races, aren't we?
Yeah. But should we talk about that when we get there?
What happened back then? Then, if you won the Rumble, you got a title shot.
Yeah.
So I think it was the year before. Was the first year they let this? That was the gimmick.
1993 it started.
It was in '93.
So what happened in this year then?
Well, Austin won the Rumble, didn't he, in '97 technically?
Yeah.
But then they played the old instant replay gimmick where Austin was eliminated. Bret technically won.
And then they went to the final four, and then Undertaker took them.
So what was the So the
final screwed over then Danish Stone Cold, to be fair.
What was supposed to happen is the final four was meant to be the number one contender match for WrestleMania. Shawn was still the champion.
Yeah.
Right. Shawn was still set to have his rematch with Sycho Sid. Obviously, he would have gone over to main event Mania.
Yeah.
Bret won the final four. So logic says that it would have been Bret versus Shawn at Mania.
Yeah.
Bret was supposed to win the belt back, according to him. Shawn lost his smile and hurt his knee.
Yeah.
Okay. Where does everybody else fit in? Where does Stone Cold Steve Austin fit into this card? If he's not wrestling Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels is still active, still the champion. Does it become our first ever triple threat main event match? Do we get Austin, Bret, and Shawn? I don't think we do.
No. I think what you would have got is Bret and Shawn. Austin screws Bret out of the title.
And he doesn't have a match on the card.
He doesn't get a match. That's what I think.
He'd have lost so much momentum, though.
There'd have been no momentum.
That would have been disappointing.
Leaving him off his card would have put him back a good few paces, I think.
It would have put him back. So if everything had gone along the lines of, okay, he's screwed him, blah, 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 we get to the next big show, which is SummerSlam, then we have the submission match.
Yeah.
I think there'd have been too much time in between.
Yeah. Could WWF had survived if the Attitude Era and the crown of Austin as a champion happened 6 months after it initially started? But I don't know.
The thing is, Austin, he's still not going to be considered the main guy and the World Wrestling Federation champion for another 12 months.
Yeah.
He's still got the Intercontinental title to win. He's still got the neck injury to go through. There's a lot to come.
Yeah.
I just think, where would he have fit in on this card if Shawn and Bret were main eventing?
I don't think he'd have wrestled. As bad as that is.
But then technically, if you'd have gone down Don's route, he wouldn't have faced Owen Hart at SummerSlam. He wouldn't have rocked his fucking neck.
There'd even be an opportunity that he'd still be wrestling a lot longer than he.
Survivor Series 97 might have been a different story then. Who knows?
Right.
Very much so. There's so much up to debate because of one man losing his smile, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing when you think of the timeline and how it has affected everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. But here we are. Let's get back to the tag team championship match. And JR, he's off for a run again up the entranceway to talk to Bulldog and Owen. He's trying to stir the pot, basically. Owen says he's the leader of the team. Owen interrupts him, kicks off like. Bulldog cuts a good promo, to be fair, here.
Yeah.
It's not the worst promo I've heard from him. It actually made sense.
How bizarre.
Maybe it's because he's in a live audience, and maybe sitting backstage in front of a camera and just a fucking bit of backdrop, nobody around. He probably feeds off. You know, he says stupid stuff like bizarre in the parking lot. Yeah, he does shit stuff backstage.
I'm gonna win the Rumble because I'm bizarre.
Does that not prove he's bizarre though by calling himself bizarre in a bizarre way?
Only bizarre people would call themselves bizarre.
Exactly.
How bizarre.
The thing is I'm gonna have an alternate theory to what Mark said. I don't think that. I think he had the fear of Stu Hart in the crowd.
I was about to say
over the barrier and stretching him.
We've got to get to this because it does become absolutely hilarious. But let's move into the match a little bit.
I've ever fucking seen in all my life.
You are?
He's fucking miserable, ain't he?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Even when he looks into the camera, he's miserable. I know you've got
miserable.
It's like fucking get in my face for.
It's like, what the fuck are you still doing here?
Yeah. I'm not getting paid to be here. Don't fucking try and work.
He does that on every single appearance.
Literally.
Yeah.
Even when Bret won the Intercontinental title against fucking Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam 91, there was a hint of a smile, a hint, and then it was like, "Well done, son."
It's like a pat on the shoulder and then get back in that dungeon.
We've all got daddy issues, are they?
Yeah, story of the match. Considering we've got two heel tag teams here, is Bulldog and Owen are pretty much the faces in this one. Owen gets controlled for a lot of the match because he's the smaller guy, but he does absolutely take Vader down now and again, like massive spinning heel kick, which was beautiful. Absolutely the best in the business, other than King Mabel, as Martin knows.
Yeah. I love a good spinning wheel kick.
You do. Obviously, Vader used to be in Camp Cornet as well, so there's a bit of history between Vader and British Bulldog and Owen Hart as a team. Vader delivers one hell of a power bomb, not a PowerPoint presentation. Can you imagine?
He's on the Rocky Mountains, and this is the Mastodon helmet.
In his shirt and tie with his mask on.
Yeah,
this is more like Mastodon helmet, and then he just shirt and tie. He's lanyard.
Standing there with his laser.
Profits this quarter went down 2.5%.
Oh, Leon the story.
I want to see an animation of that now.
Leon. I think we can make it happen.
Fucking start drawing it in a bit. Like rendition.
So he hits a PowerPoint presentation as well as the power bomb, but he doesn't go for a pin. And even the commentators start bagging on him and are like, think about it, right? Diesel. Oh, hello. Hi. Hello.
Hello. Are you saying good night now?
Bye night.
Can we ask about? Can we ask about?
Hello again. I've got a quick question for you.
Yeah. Come on. You know what the question is?
No, I've already asked him.
But it's WrestleMania 13, so we need to know now.
Okay. WrestleMania 13. What was your opinion of the double turn of Austin and Bret Hart? No, you don't know.
Okay.
WWE WrestleMania 13, $9.99 a month. Watch it and then let me know. Until then, we're not talking. Anyway, back to shit. Come here.
Come on, let's go.
Come here. Good night.
Bye.
Oh, come on then.
Right. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. And that's Kids Do Wrestling. Back again for the WrestleMania 13 edition. We love it. I need to get better on this show. She's the only one that's missing out.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
She doesn't say on a Monday night. I don't have her, but I'm gonna cut like a little video.
We'll try to call her in
and just put it in. I'm gonna give it to you, Martin, and you're just gonna put it in somewhere. Yeah. And it's just gonna be dead random.
We need a Kids Do Wrestling segment. We do.
Oh, mate, have all three of them on live. Just give them a subject to talk about.
Yeah.
We've got a new show here, lads. We've got a new show.